Hello, and a warm welcome here in Oxford at the workshop of Meta Visionaries. And I have a question right away to Dr. James Green.
All right.
You have decades of experience in NASA,
Yes, I
and
do.
you're now the chief scientist of Meta Visionaries.
Mhm.
What was the point when you said, this is an interesting company, I want to join?
Well, actually, that was pretty easy. And the element that really is important to me, and has been for quite a few years, is space education. The ability to talk and outreach and get people excited about not only what we do in space, but allow them an opportunity to join us. You know, and I really believe this species is not going to survive if we ignore space. We really need to be in space. We need to be able to leverage that opportunity in many different ways. So when Wasim and I were talking about the potential for teaching in the metaverse, I was sold. I mean, I loved a variety of technologies. In fact, I did a number of important technologies in NASA. I invented their first internet in 1980. I brought in the World Wide Web into the NASA environment. I had our first web pages throughout the agency. And this is just another big step in technology that you can't ignore. It's so important. So it was a delight to join Wasim and the team. It didn't matter what we called it. I like Meta Visionaries, it's a name. And so off we go.
Wow, and it did work out. And I have a question to Dr. Tara Ridgely. You told me that you've been fascinated as a 9-year-old kid thinking about my career is going to be a NASA astronaut. Today you are excellent in space at NASA Washington, D.C. And what advice would you have to a 9-year-old girl that I know by chance that is within our AstroKid club? She wants to become an astronaut. What is your advice?
She's just like me. That's fantastic. My advice is do it. Do what you love. Join the clubs, the communities, the groups like yours that have your people that share your interests. And sometimes you'll find that you might be in groups of people that don't share your interests, and you may be the only one, and you may feel a little different. And that's okay. As long as your heart and your passion is still in that dream, follow it. Now, I will say, sometimes it'll be easier than other times. Sometimes it'll be incredibly difficult, and you might question, what am I doing? But that's what life is about. And so if you ever get to the point where you might think, you know what, maybe astronaut isn't right for me. Maybe it's science, or maybe I want to be an engineer. You might think that. You might question it, explore it. And you might find that if you go and explore something else, you might come right back to astronaut. And that's okay. I'm well older than 9 years old these days, and I still want to be an astronaut. And sometimes that dream just doesn't go away. So you do everything you can in the process to contribute to those who are astronauts, to contribute to the cause. And eventually, when you are in the right place and you're doing what you love and you become the expert, you'll get there eventually. So if that's really what you want and you don't lose sight of that dream, you just have to keep going. You won't know anything else. There's nothing else you'll want to do.
That sounds perfect. It sounds like there is no obstacle. There is a solution always waiting for you.
That's it.
And when you got a dream, dream it.
Yep.
And there's a person who had a dream, and that is Wasim. And he realized as a startup, something small became so big and so successful. And I would like to ask you, Wasim, we met in Baku, and you convinced me of Meta Visionaries to come here to Oxford. I know a little about space. I know a little about health. How would you explain in a nutshell what is the purpose of your company, and how would you motivate somebody else for a startup in this environment?
for me, what we do and how we do it, we know that this next decade is changing, and it's changing exponentially. It's changing rapidly. So how do you keep on top of that? How do you move with that time? And how do you bring people along with you? Because the solutions we're going to require are going to be global. Because when destruction comes, it's indiscriminate. So why not collaborate indiscriminately? So for us with MetaVisionaries, it was making sure that over the next decade, we provide access to those who necessarily wouldn't have had it from the start. Secondly, the most important part is having a great team. And everything I do, I do the things that these great people are not doing, not because they can't do it, it's just I'll do it for them. And that makes the difference. The team is fundamental into everything you do. So anybody who's starting a startup, the first thing I'll say is, be ready for the roller coaster ride. Something Tara mentioned, things are going to go right, things are not going to go right, but the people who stand with you at that time, they'll be with you for life. And everybody who's sitting around here has backed me 100%, 300%. They've taken calls at 1 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter, and that's the key. I watched, the first time I saw Jim was on Ancient Aliens when I was a kid in a video cassette. Okay, so I never thought that one day I'll be working with him.
Yeah.
So one thing I'll tell you, you're one conversation away. Myself and Ahab, we met in one of our pharmacies, and he was retired. We brought him semi out of retirement. So it makes a big difference. Ultimately, anything's possible, and it doesn't matter which background you're from. Like we're a proof of that. So if you're gonna have a startup, be persistent. The key thing is resilience and your team. The people around you will back you all the way because they really care about you. Once you have those people, there's nothing that will stop you.
That's a good answer. And yesterday, you showed me the innovation lab at the Oxford University, and it's sensational what you're doing there. It's a step, it's a new dimension. And Mr. Yao,
Yeah.
you have the background of a father that was a doctor.
Yes.
You know a lot about hospitals, you know a lot about care and all these things with IT.